Hey guys, welcome to our daily encounter. In 2 Chronicles chapter 14 and verse 2, we're told that Asa did good and right in the sight of the Lord his God. And then it goes on to say exactly what he did that was good and right in the sight of the Lord. It says in verse 3, it continues, for he removed the foreign altars and high places, tore down the sacred pillars, and cut down the ashram, and commanded Judah to seek the Lord God of their fathers and to observe the law and the commandment. Here's a very simple breakdown of what it means to do what is good and right in the sight of the Lord. The first thing was to get rid of the idols, to remove the foreign altars, high places, and sacred pillars, and to cut down the ashram. Get rid of the false worship that was taking place. And that would be our first step as well, if we want to do what is good and right in the sight of the Lord, is to do some serious business with the things that are competing with God when it comes to our love and commitment and allegiance. To look at our lives and say, is there anything that is replacing God in our lives, whether it's for love or for commitment or for trust? Are there things in our lives that we are turning to in the times when we ought to be turning to God? Are there people that we listen to in place of listening to the Lord? And of course, each of us have to do our own inventory and see the things in our lives that are really really working against us in progressing in the spiritual life and doing what is right and good in the sight of the Lord. As long as we keep those things around, then we're going to continually find barriers to us actually being able to do the other two things that we find in this list. The second thing is that he commanded Judah to seek the Lord God of their fathers. So once we've turned away from the things that are competing with God in our hearts, then it takes a seeking the Lord, turning to the Lord. After we turn away from those things, we turn to the Lord. If we just turn away from those things, we'll just be left empty, and then we'll return back to those things again. It's important that after we have realized what is taking the place of God in our lives, and we've put those aside, we put those away, that we then immediately turn to the Lord and seek the Lord and find fulfillment and sustenance in Him so that He can fill our hearts and we'll be drawn to Him in that way. In James chapter 4, we're told that if we seek the Lord, if we draw near to the Lord, He will draw near to us. And we should do that. And then lastly is obedience. He says to observe the law and the commandment. To keep the law, to obey God. We've turned away from those things that are competing with God in our lives. We are now seeking the Lord. But it's not just a superficial seeking the Lord, saying, Lord, Lord, but not doing what He says. But really, truly seeking His face and then backing that up with obedience. Going where He directs us to go, staying away from where he tells us to stay away from, abstaining from things we should abstain from, embarking on things that we should embark on, just walking a life of obedience. If we can just do those three things, we will be well on our way to doing what is good and right in the sight of the Lord. Getting rid of the idols in our hearts, seeking the Lord, and walking in obedience. Three simple steps to talk about, maybe difficult sometimes to put into action, but things that we can do. Asa did it, and we can do it as well as we seek the Lord's help while we do it. So with that, guys, I do thank you for watching the video today. Hope you guys have a great day. Love you guys. God bless.